Rooms up!
My name is Shayla Johnson, and I'm the captain of the ISU Quidditch team. Really fun. I kind of anticipated that the two teams that are coming, I already knew they were newer teams, so I knew that in terms of gameplay, we possibly wouldn't be as intense when we played with them, and that it'd be more focused on fun and like inter-team relationships and building friendship with other teams that are kind of closer by to us than teams like Ball State and Purdue who are so far, so that we can perhaps keep establishing dates to do more with them. But my only concern is the weather, of course, especially after our trip to Ball State, and we saw, how much that can affect the morale.
How did you feel about ISU competing in Ball State?
I thought it was really fun. I thought it was a good event. I went there thinking that it'd be okay if we didn't win, but I knew that we had a pretty solid team. We have a really large team also, so even though we're newer and we started this year, I think we're pretty on par with a lot of the large Big Ten schools. So I thought it was a pretty even matchup with us and a bunch of the teams that are more established.
From the looks of it, all the teams are very athletic looking. I expect that it's going to be pretty tough. I have confidence that we'll do pretty well because we have a lot of good players. But definitely looking around, I can see that everybody looks like they're going to be good competition. My expectations are that we're probably going to get hurt a little bit. The field's pretty muddy and wet, and it's going to be pretty hard to hold the balls.
Keep going!
Hi, I'm Trevor Kramer. I'm a seeker, a snitch, and a chaser. Basically, I started out chasing that day, but then I switched over to seeking because chasing obviously wasn't working out so well for me or the team. So I started seeking, and we made it to the final match. And basically, as soon as they said "brooms up," everybody started yelling. And by the time we got over to where he already hopped a pointy fence, so there's no way we can get over there to get him. So we basically followed him on the other side of the fence down the street until we could manage to get on that side of the fence through gate openings and whatnot. And the other seeker actually was basically fingertips on the ball when he was hopping a fence. And while he was doing that, I started jumping the fence with the snitch to catch up because I knew if he missed it, that's my only chance. So as soon as he got on the ground and started running, I was right after him, and the other seeker was behind the fence, so he still had to jump it. And I caught him 100 yards down the trail.
I'd give the MVP award to Trevor, hands down.
Could you explain why?
Well, he's the best player in Quidditch. He's also very dear to our hearts and a very lovable person. Good representation of Hufflepuff. I'm Bill Johnson. I'm captain of the Hufflepuff house.
It rained a lot, and it was very muddy outside. How do you think we played with the conditions and like the other teams?
I think the conditions adversely affected us in the first game against Ball State, but throughout the day we were one of the teams that tried the hardest to battle the conditions, and I think that really helped us win a lot of the closer games against like Loyola and Michigan State. And I think that also played an important role against Ball State because the conditions were really disgusting out. So I think that helped us with our defense at least. It kind of slowed them down.
My name is Matt Mitchell. I'm a chaser on Slytherin House. Hope to be a captain soon. We'll see with the elections. Well, at Ball State there was 6 teams total, including us, and we were definitely one of the best teams there. In the first game against Purdue, we just annihilated them. Not to knock Purdue, but we had a really good competition going against them. Ball State, I'll defend, was the best team at that tournament. They had practiced really well. Their passing was crisp. Anybody on our team would say that they were the best at passing, and they were really physical. And that first game we played them, we just did not have a physical enough team to compete with them. They totally whipped our butts. But our team, we were determined to stay in it, even with some of our players having to leave because the weather was terrible and they decided to go. We stuck together. We played a really hard Michigan State team, beat them. We beat Loyola. We got lucky, we could say we get lucky. At the same time, we were just playing Loyola and Michigan State hard, and then then we had great chemistry against St. Mary's and Webster. We easily beat them, and then against Ball State, we got lucky for Trevor to be awesome and to catch the snitch to win that tournament. So I would love to play Ball State again. I definitely want to keep practicing more to try and get to their level because I think they're the best.
I'm really happy with how our team has grown. We have around 35 to 40 active members now, and I think that will continue to grow. I think with incoming freshmen next year, we'll also be able to gain at least 10 more members. I think this is a good thing for our club. I think each house will be able to have more active practices then, and house matches will be more even, depending on each house that practices more, are probably going to be more skilled. I think that'll help our team as a whole when we go play other schools as well, because we'll have had, private practices kind of one-on-one. Each player can get their own private, practice in with what they need to work on. So I think as a whole, growing it for our team is a good thing right now.
I think this sport's amazing because none of us are in super great shape. We have some really good athletes on our team, but for the most part, we're geeks. We're Harry Potter geeks. We're video game geeks, and we all love playing the sport. And it is a sport. A lot of people I've told about this, they can laugh it off. I remember in this one online discussion board I brought it up, and just everybody was deriding it, and just they refuse to believe in it, but they should, because it's a really physical competition. I'm not putting it at the level of football or basketball, but it's its own thing. It's a great college sport, and it's really something ISU should recognize because we came in first against Ball State, Purdue, Webster, Loyola. We are already a legit team, and it's been 1 year, and it's truly remarkable what we've been able to do, what Shayla and Luke have been able to just bring up from the ground up, and it's been a lot of fun. And I really think that if we can get funding to go to the Midwest Cup, let alone the World Cup, that'll just be amazing. And we'll make ISU proud. We'll let them know that ISU is Illinois State and not Indiana State or Idaho State, as it keeps getting confused. So if ISU can start giving us funding and start believing in us, then we'll give it right back. We will make this club tops.
Oh my God.